Oh, yeah.
Hello. Good evening to all of you. Good evening to all our dear students, teachers, parents, YMCA board members, and distinguished guests. Hearty welcome. So today it's our 8th lecture since we started in last May. And the interest shown by you and the many feedback we obtained is really very encouraging. And last lectures, we listened to the advanced technologies, their importance, the intricacies, and what is in store for you, the future scientists. Today, we are going to listen to a very interesting subject, how these advanced research and technology developed our daily life. You know that even this seminar is made possible by the fallout of space research, the excellent satellite-based communication system. It's not just that. All spheres of life, like transportation, health, medicine, education, materials, the list is very long. All these fields are benefited from this research. And you know, yesterday was World Heart Day. The World Heart Day theme is on harnessing digital health, utilizing telemedicine, and making the best use of technology. So we are going to hear about such things today. Let us start the meeting with a 1-minute silent prayer. All of you, please. Okay, thank you. Dr. Bijoy Masraj is the chairman of YMCA Academic Program Committee. I invite Dr. Bijoy Masraj to deliver the welcome address.
James, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Respected Trivandrum YMCA President Chevalier Dr. Kosiam George, sir. Distinguished guest Dr. P Venkatakis, sir. The program coordinator MG James, sir, and many of the YMCA well-wishers, dignitaries like Ken Nainan, sir, Jasper Lal, sir. So I'm happy to speak as a welcome speaker. It is the 8th science lecture series conducted by Academic Programs Committee of Trivandrum YMCA. We are at this moment welcoming everyone to this wonderful occasion. Okay, I am interested with the duty of welcoming our chief guest to this session, Dr. P Venkatakis, sir. He was retired as distinguished scientist and director capacity building program officer, ISRO, Bangalore. Presently working as Professor Sadish Dhawan Center, ISRO headquarters, Bangalore. He is a native of Thrissur, graduated in mechanical engineering from Thrissur Engineering College in 1983. MTech in 1989 and a PhD in mechanical engineering in welding and aluminum alloys in 2005 from IIT Madras. Okay, he is working in ISRO since 1983 and has 38 years experience in the area of aerospace materials and manufacturing. He is responsible for the hardware realization of ISRO launch vehicles, PSLV, GSLV, and Mark III. He is a recipient of a number of awards that includes ISRO Excellence Award, National Meteorologist Award, Dr. Biren Roy Trust Award, WASPIC Award, Lifetime Achievement Award from many professional bodies. He has got more than 100 publications in national and international journals. I'm very happy to welcoming the distinguished guest, Dr. P Venkatakis sir, in the name of, as a chairman of Academic Programs Committee, in the name of YMCA and the name of the students. Heartily welcome, sir, to this program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I am limiting and concluding, and allow me to conclude my words. So I am concluding. Thank you, and best wishes to all students, all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bijoy Masraj. Now we are moving to the presidential address. As most of you know, Chevalier Dr. Koshi George, the president of Trivandrum YMCA. He himself is a renowned scientist, contributed immensely to Indian Space Research Program. I invite him to deliver the presidential address.
Thank you, James. Respected Dr. P Venkatakis, the chairman of the YMCA Academic Program Committee, Dr. Bijoy Masraj, the moderator of this session, Sri MG James, very senior colleagues from ISRO, from IIMM, from the priest community, my dear students, parents, teachers, and brothers and sisters, a very good evening to all of you. As the president of the Trivandrum YMCA, it is my pleasure to welcome you once again to this forum. Today is the 8th lecture hosted by Trivandrum YMCA in recent times. And we are very happy that today is a great day really, because today's guest speaker is none other than Dr. P Venkatakis, our chairman of the Academic Program Committee. Dr. Bijoy has already introduced him. But more than that, let me tell you that we had been working in ISRO like bhai. It is not like India-China bhai. For almost more than 3 decades. I remember, or I have very nice memories about Dr. Venkatakis. We were working together the day he joined. I know him from the day one he joined in ISRO. Because he joined in our own section, our own division, our own group. So that day onwards we know him. So we worked together, we have grown together, we have moved together, we have traveled to so many places together. So I don't know how to recall all these things. So I'm today very happy, extremely happy that Dr. Venkatakis is going to give a lecture to the students. The students are all dear to me, dear to us, dear to YMCA. They are all YMCA children. Even though there are senior colleagues here, as we all know, this talk is really dedicated to the student community, and especially today's talk on the space technologies in daily life. That is very important. You know, our students might be knowing the father of the Indian space program, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. So he has told that we should be second to none in applying these advanced technologies to the real benefit of mankind. As Mr. James has already told, every day we are finding the space applications or the space technology related items or the application of the space technology. We are feeling, we are touching, we are feeling, we are sensitizing on every day. So I do not want to elaborate on these things. I leave it to Dr. Venkatakis to tell you how this space technology is really contributing to our development. So that all, let us hear So I once again welcome Dr. Venkatakis on behalf of Trivandrum YMCA. I do not want to elaborate anything on YMCA because so many forums, so many times we are told about YMCA, and I do not know whether any new people are there. Okay, you can always give your names. If today any new student has joined, kindly give your number. I think Mr. James will give the number here. They can contact and they can give a message to that number so that the next lecture onwards, you will automatically get an intimation about our next program. Okay, I'm very happy and I really welcome my senior colleagues from ISRO, especially I'm really thankful to Dr. K.N. Nainan, K.G. Pilla sir, Mr. Ram Orma, E.J. Francis, Rachel. If I go on telling so many people I'm finding from the ISRO fraternity, I'm seeing from IIM fraternity like Janardhanan and other people. I'm seeing from the priest community like Colonel P.M. Joseph of Salvation Army, and many other priests are also joining here. So many students are there, teachers are there. I once again welcome you. ഞാൻ എല്ലാവരെയും ഇന്നൊരു നല്ല സായാഹ്നം, ഇന്നത്തെ സായാഹ്നം നല്ലതായിരിക്കട്ടെ. ഇന്നത്തെ നല്ലൊരു സയന്റിഫിക് ഈവനിങ് ആകട്ടെ, ഒരു ടെക്നിക്കൽ ഈവനിങ് ആകട്ടെ, ഒരു ഇന്റലിജന്റ് ഈവനിങ് ആകട്ടെ എന്ന് പ്രാർത്ഥിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ YMCA പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോമിൽ കടന്നു വന്നിട്ടുള്ള എല്ലാവരെയും YMCA പ്രസിഡന്റ് എന്നുള്ള നിലയിൽ ഞാൻ ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം കൂടി സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും മിസ്റ്റർ MG ജെയിംസിനെ കുറിച്ചൊരു വാക്ക് പറഞ്ഞില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇത് ശരിയാവില്ല. He is moderating. We have conducted 8 sessions, and the 8th session also he is moderating. So he is always with us, and I congratulate also MG James. Let the program continue. Thank you all. Thank you very much. I once again wish you a very good scientific evening today. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. In the welcome address and in the presidential address, both of them have given a glimpse what Dr. P. Venkatakis is. So I don't have to introduce him much, but let me put few points. If I go through his full biodata, I'm afraid I consume all the time we have. So let me be very brief. Dr. P. Venkatakis, as it is already told, he is currently serving ISRO as Professor Satish Dhawan Scientist. It's an honor very few received after superannuation. So he was a director of capacity building program office at ISRO headquarters, Bangalore, which enabled ISRO to have satellite launches every month or more. That's his contribution there. Prior to that, he worked in various capacities in different ISRO centers, like Associate Director of VSSC, the Lead Center, Director of IPRC Mahendragiri, Deputy Director of many entities, Deputy Project Director of the prestigious GSLV Mark III project, etc. And it is already told he is the recipient of many covetable awards. The list is very long. To cite a few: ISRO Merit Award, Performance Excellence Award, various team awards, Lifetime Achievement Award from a Rotary Club and Society of Aerospace Manufacturing, distinguished awards from IIT Madras, Dr. Biren Roy Trust, etc., etc. He is associating with about a dozen of professional bodies in various capacities. And he is an external examiner for various universities for their MTech and PhD programs. He has more than 100 research publications in national and international journals. So let me cut it very short. He was graduated by the Cochin University in Mechanical Engineering, post-graduation from IIT Madras, MBA from Annamalai University, and his PhD from IIT Madras. Above all, he is an excellent person who keeps human relations strong. So let us invite Dr. P. Venkatakis for the keynote address on space technology in daily life. Welcome, sir. Just one instruction to all listeners. Kindly, please do not operate on your whiteboard or screen sharing, and your mics are muted. At the end of the session, at the end of the talk by Dr. Venkatakis, you have chances to pose your questions. Like last time, you can either type it in your chat box or you can unmute and ask the questions. We are happy to answer you. Thank you. So let us invite Dr. Venkatakis for the talk.
Very good evening to all of you. Am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. First of all, I'm so happy to see all my very, very senior colleagues here. And after a long time, after moving to Bangalore from Trivandrum. And for last 2 years, of course, I could not travel to Trivandrum also because of the pandemic. And you can always, whatever happens to this, to this world, whatever happens, some boon will be always there. Conducting any online session, the pre-corona period was actually a nightmare. It will go off, it won't be stable, so many things. And people are a little skeptical about using online classes or online webinars or anything. Now we are hesitant to travel now because we are telling whether online is available, then only I can talk, because it is such a good technology. Now technology has matured enough to see that we are able to conduct these kind of events flawlessly without any problem. So all these things, of course, definitely including, as Koshi pointed out, this or James pointed out, including this webinar itself is a boon of satellite technology. So right from displacing the morning tea or coffee into mobile phone, space is included in your life. Okay. Morning itself, people are grabbing onto the mobile phone. Of course, whether it is good or bad, somebody can debate on that. But the technology aspect only I'm just bringing out here. Such a powerful technology, without which you cannot live here. So with this just a small background, I will share a few things which may not be of, you may not be knowing these things because of the intricacies involved and the potential of space, how it can be really used for many other purposes known to you also, I will bring out here. And I will really enlighten you to think further how to use it in future, in the way in which I can unfold the things here. You can also continue to think how best, not even the things what I have mentioned here, what all other things space can really use. I think there is no limit. The imagination is a limit. That is my answer for that. So space is going to intrude into your life in every walks of life in future. So I will just give some 30, 40 slides here, a glimpse of that areas in which our various navigation satellites, communication satellites, and Earth observation satellites are really playing a major role in our life, day-to-day life. How it is playing, I'll just give a flavor of that so that you can appreciate the space technology in your life. I'll just start sharing. Is it visible? Okay.
Yeah, it's visible.
So space technology in daily life, that is this one. Yeah. So you can see a space, there are 4 aspects of it: space applications, space infrastructure. These are 4 verticals of ISRO actually, and capacity building and space transportation. So one of them is space applications, you see. See, one other 3, come 1 minute, it is just going automatically, 1 minute. Yeah, hold it now. So you can see other things, whatever we are doing here, one is rocket space transportation, transporting the satellites into the orbit. It's a vehicle which takes the satellite into the orbit. And space infrastructure is nothing but the satellites which is already put onto the orbit, and we are maintaining it for some years. So it's why it's called space assets or infrastructure, through which only the applications are really brought into you. The space applications are another aspect of it, which has been given more importance in the recent past. And the capacity building program office in which I was heading has been giving more importance to applications of space and space technologies in daily life. And you have to see other things also, like capacity building. To enable all these things, we have to make infrastructure, we have to make other things possible through industries and other things that also we were looking into through a capacity building program. And we'll go into space technology applications. Just I'm bringing in some boxes here, which is so familiar to you sometimes. Some of them may not be familiar to you. It's only a flavor and a small cross section of what exactly space is able to do for you. Rural connectivity. You know, there are ATMs now, ATMs available, cash deposit machine, CDMs. You can deposit cash, you can draw cash, automated telling machines, everything. Earlier, hardware was required, hard wiring. You have to wire it from the bank or the server, from the main server to the ATM. You know, any damage to that through weather or anything or deterioration due to aging, anything is will get disconnected. Now it is everything is through through space and through satellite connection. And we can go to remote places. We can go to remote areas where you can do the banking 24/7 now. Nobody is going to bank nowadays. Earlier, 4 o'clock itself, the bank will close. 2 o'clock, the cash transaction will close. We have to go and stand in the queue. We have to rush to the bank. Now your life has been made so easy that even night 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock also will coming back from the office also you can draw money. All are actually backed up by the satellite technology and space technology. The connection is through the space through satellites. Telemedicine, of course. After the corona, you are all aware that not many people are going to the hospitals now. The consultation from the doctor is available on video chatting, or your digital X-ray or your MRI scan can be aired to him through your video. He can view from that. You can put, even in remote places, you can put a stethoscope on your chest and the heartbeat can be heard by him through the audio waves. The audio waves are transmitted and the heartbeat can be heard by him, heard by the doctor who is there sitting in another main hospital, like hub hospital we call it, hub or main hospital we call it. Apollo Chennai is connected to rural areas of Tamil Nadu, like Amrita Trivandrum or KIMS in Trivandrum, Amrita in Kochi, or MIMS in Calicut has been connected to the respective areas, remote areas. The main doctors from there can consult. You can talk to them. They can see you. They can examine you. They can see the reports. They can give you medicines and treatment also through from the distance without really going nearby them. Even many of the doctors now are doing online consultation. You have to pay the fees through Paytm or Google Pay. The fee also is to be paid in advance so that the slot is available to you. It becomes easy for you to consult if you really don't want to really other things are not testing and other thing, MRI direct testing is not required. Only consultation is required. It becomes so easy now. Earlier the doctors were hesitant to do this. Now they are so much happy because from home they can do it. And they don't have to worry about corona or anything. The entire thing is also happening, and they are also getting really their revenue. All these things are possible just because of the space technology applications. Tele education, of course, I need not elaborate on that. Almost all the classes now happening through online only, including degree, award of degree and convocation is happening through online now. You are all aware of that. So the virtual classroom, and the advantage of these things, you must understand, there's a lot of intangible benefits here. The infrastructure of the school is not required. The buildings are not required. The desk and your blackboard is not required. The benches are not required. Chairs are not required. How much of capital expenditure we are able to save if it is fully online now? And many of the degree courses have started online now. Many of the universities have started online courses also nowadays, apart from the offline courses. So more of education is possible to more than the classroom capacity. So we are able to reach more people and more of students now. More education is possible now. More students we are able to encompass or include more students now through this activity. So these are all the intangible benefits what we are getting through tele-education, not the direct technology alone. So, and national asset directory. We have got a national asset directory now possible through the space technology. We are having from the remote sensing satellites. We have got a lot of photographs, lot of assessment from the. We call it an eye in the sky. From there, we are able to see everything what is happening now. What is deterioration of forest? What is the afforestation? What is deforestation? Everything is possible. how much of forest has got destroyed, what is the forest fire, what is happening, or the river has gone dry, or the more of water is coming, or flood is going to happen. Everything is possible from the top. And these are all called National Asset Directory. And of course, spin-offs, I'll be talking about a few of the spin-offs, what has really happened in the recent past. Of course, many other spin-offs are also there. And banking services, of course, you are like ATM or even online transactions or online banking, internet banking, everything is through space now. All your financial transactions are happening through now space only now. All are digital currency. One of the advantages is that no coins are to be printed, no currencies are to be printed. Now less currency only need to be printed. So that much of expenditure is also limited now. So all these things are intangible benefits coming through digital currency. So you must understand, you must be able to appreciate the kind of other benefits also coming through all these kind of things. Of course, there is always a disadvantage that many of the people are losing their jobs. All these things were done by people and manually. So many of the, so you have to really update yourself, and you have to move into other arenas to see that you are occupied and you are upskilled. So upskilling is also required now according to the changes what is happening because of the digital activity or digital aggression, what I call it. Resource management, of course, water resource, forest resource, all kind of resource management like also is possible from the remote sensing satellites. Civil aviation. Civil aviation now, I don't know how many of you are aware that between two airports, I'll reiterate, there's no connectivity because through only for few kilometers is connected through the ATC. We call it the tower control, tower control. So through that, some 20 kilometers of radius of the ATC only are covered, and once it is going into another to the web of or to the influence of another ATC in between area, you don't have connectivity at all. Now through satellite connection, now throughout flight connectivity is possible. I don't know how many of you have enjoyed some flight right from now, Trans-America or Pan-America flights or transatlantic flights, now long flights, what is happening between India and the US now. You have got Wi-Fi connectivity inside. You can enjoy your Wi-Fi, you can chat to your friends from the flight itself. Can you imagine that was possible sometime back? Now it is possible. So, and ATC also, so more of safety of the passengers is possible now because of 100% connectivity is now. Now we are also working with the Airports Authority of India. We have got a tie-up and we are having some kind of a MOU with them. Now we are also working to get connectivity for all the small regional airports also apart from the major airports. So this is one of the important areas wherein the flight safety is very much involved. And protection of heritage sites. It's another thing where we are looking into the deterioration of the heritage like Red Fort or Taj Mahal, or also can be assessed what is happening because of the air pollution and all these things. And we can see whether whatever protective measures what we have taken is really beneficial or really it's good or it is really effective or not. Then advanced manufacturing techniques, of course, to make rockets and satellites, a lot of advanced manufacturing techniques are actually applied. Otherwise, which will not be really applying this in India for normal manufacturing for automobiles or other things. So the country also is industrially benefited because of the advanced manufacturing techniques and all because of the rockets and satellites being manufactured in India. Then meteorology, of course, you are all aware that long time back, I remember still, I was coming back from Delhi in the train, and when we reached Vijayawada or somewhere, we had halted for 2 or 3 days. The entire railway station was blown off in the cyclone or typhoon, and I remember more than 20,000 or 30,000 deaths so far, and even more than in some of them were Orissa and Gopalpur involved. I remember more than 1 lakh deaths were there. So now if you see, we are able to predict these cyclones well in advance. Each of the cyclone is named also, so you can have the history. Otherwise, not to recall which cyclone has given maximum damage was very difficult. So we started naming the cyclones also now. So the cyclones are named now, and the damage or disaster what has happened is also catalogued. We can compare them. Now, if you see the lives lost in the actual cyclones are almost nil now. If somebody is not, if somebody is ignoring the warning and going out only, they're getting into trouble. Otherwise, those who are obeying the warnings given by the meteorological department, all of them are safe. We are able to rehabilitate them. We are able to move them to safe zones and all. We are able to see that lives lost are very minimal. So this is one of the advantage, and forecast, the actual climate forecast and weather forecast, everything has become more accurate now. See, even if you go to foreign countries like Europe and all, they will tell whether the rain will be there in the evening, whether they will be there in the afternoon or morning. They are able to even segment the days into quarters or small sectors, and they are able to predict weather for the day in different segments of 4 or 5 quarters of the day. So to that extent accuracy, only in tropical countries like India, it's become slightly difficult because of the nature of the unpredictable weather, what is happening. Otherwise, if you move into other areas, not tropical countries, other areas like European countries, little more, much better prediction is possible because of the climatic conditions. They're not because technology what we are having is inferior. So navigation is another area. I will come to a navigation. Now, navigation, of course, you are all aware they are putting GPS in your car or you are putting your Google map and traveling now. You don't have to ask the route or anywhere now. It's so easy to see that even if you travel from one city to another city, you don't have to ask for any of the which junction we have to turn, what direction. Everything is now Google. Google is really directing you. And we have our indigenous Google, what is coming up, which is called Bhuvan, which is actually coming in all the vernacular Indian languages. That is one advantage. Not in English alone. You can have the Bhuvan in Malayalam, you can have the Bhuvan in Tamil or even Assamese language, whatever possible language in India. We are also making Bhuvan in all different languages. So the communication from the system becomes much more easier and understandable to the even to the colloquial regional people who are using colloquial languages. In space science and exploration, of course, this is one of the important areas where we have gone into interplanetary missions between, we have gone to Chandrayaan, Moon, Chandrayaan, we have gone to Mars, Mangalyaan, now we are going into Venus now, we are going to space travel, human space travel, all these things are science exploration, which is really giving a boost to science and the science, your scientific temper of the youth and the students. And they are attracted to science because of all these activities. Earth observation, of course, there were some of the important areas of advantage of Earth observation. I already narrated. I have some more slides on them. A flavor of that I'll give you. And because of this, our international relations have gone up like anything. And even the MEA level discussions are happening through online, and many other MOUs are forged between countries. Only six spacefaring nations are there in the world now. So we are launching almost 334 satellites of 33 countries we have launched. So we have a lot of revenue earned because of the commercial launching what we are doing for other countries, including US and Europe and France. So, and another one is satellite internet. Now you are having the towers now. So in future, it's going to be satellite internet. No towers, no investment is required directly. And the connectivity, there's no range lost. Now there is a range lost because of you are not in the influence of a tower. Unless you come to the influence of another tower, in between the range is lost for you. Now range lost will not be. It will be history now, because once satellite internet is coming, you will be having 100% your connectivity, including the remote areas where you are traveling, where there is no tower required. So this is one advantage which you are going to have in future if you are having satellite internet, which with the entire satellite and space community, people are working towards that. Strategic advantages, of course, I don't want to elaborate on that because of military applications, where the military movements are happening, military communications are happening, space is playing a major role. And apart from Air Force, Army and Navy, now a fourth segment has come into the military because of that is what is called space sector. So the future war what is going to be now fought is not the actual war, it will be virtual war. If you jam a satellite of your enemy country or your other country, your entire country will come to a groping halt. So your business and economy will be totally coming to a grinding halt. This is the kind of war which is going to happen in future. So we need to protect our space assets also. So this is the power of space now. I just want to mention to you and bring to you your attention that this is the kind of potential what we are talking about. Then maritime domain awareness. Even as your travel in your ship, everything is now 100% because satellite, there's no disconnection between. 100% is connected now. You're safe now. And DTH broadcasting, of course, I need not elaborate on that. Your TV, what you're drawing, seeing your cricket match, what is happening, your Olympics, what is happening somewhere else, you're seeing direct to home telecast, what you're seeing because of broadcasting, all are through communication satellites. And disaster management, of course, we need to see tsunami, everything now, so many things now. There are buoyant balloons which is put on in the waves now. The waves are going beyond some certain height. There's a transmission coming from that buoyant balloons, what we have deployed in the coast of the eastern and western coast. It will give a signal to the satellite, and from there you can come to that. The waves are going beyond certain level. A warning is given. So tsunami warning system. So many other things have been possible because of the space technology. So this is one slide I have talked about much more. I think it has given a kind of a little idea about what is the kind of potential what space is having in our daily life. So, and these are just a few. Okay. And of course, elaborating here, resource management, agriculture, crop inventory, watershed developing, planning and monitoring, irrigated command area monitoring, irrigation infrastructure monitoring, potential groundwater zones, potential fishing zones. You call it chagara, no? You are all aware chagara, that fish coming in large quantity in certain areas. All these things we can see from top, and the color change, the ocean color change is being monitored through OceanSat and everything. And where you have to go for fishing today, everything is really given to the fishermen so that they do not waste their time. They can go to that particular zone and get maximum harvest. So all these things are possible because of the Earth observation satellites. Urban infrastructure planning. Your urban top, from if you're seeing from top how much of congested your city is, where is the vacant area available. All planning is possible because of distant viewing from the top. Earlier in Copernicus and other things, our people, if you see, they were looking from Earth to outside world. Now the total changes happen because we are observing the Earth from top now. That is the 100% reversal of exactly activity what has happened in the recent past. So observing Earth from top is really giving an advantage for many of the planning what is happening in many of the areas. Biodiversity and landscape level. We talk about biodiversity. We talk about our Western Ghats, rainforest, all these things. What is the kind of resource what we are having? What is the kind of assets what we are having? Everything is possible. Is it really deteriorating, or are we able to preserve it? All these things are possible from the eye in the sky. And disaster management, after the damage happened, what is the damage assessment to give a bank some kind of relief, and all these things are possible. You can assess the actual damage and the governmental relief, and all these things are possible through remote sensing satellites. Early warning before the actual event is happening. Even tomorrow, the prediction of people are telling that prediction of even earthquake is possible because of the vibrations are happening, prior to vibrations happening, and some kind of signals can be sent, and satellite can warn you and give an alarm to you so that you can move to safer zones. The time is not far away to see that these kind of things are also happening, so that the minimal damage is coming because of the earthquake and all. Hazard assessment. Apart from that, developmental governance. The governance now, almost all things are online now. You need to go to your renewal of your driving license, or paying your tax, and getting your Aadhaar, or getting your other things and documents registered for your transaction of your property and other things. All you needn't go to office at all. You can do it from home itself. So, and over and above all these things, your black money has come down like anything. The tax, everything is become transparent and digital and accountable, so that now the tax which is supposed to get to the government also is coming up now. The government also is so much happy that they are able to get more revenue, 100% revenue, and no tax can be evaded through an online transfer. So all these things are intangible benefits what is coming through space technology. Community participation, you can see that village resource centers, local wisdom and action plan, all these are possible. The local wisdom can be harvested because if they are remote area, the local wisdom otherwise cannot be harvested. So now we can harvest the local wisdom because distance is not at all a factor now. Okay. Hope you are following what I am talking. Am I right?
Yeah.
So this is the assets what Earth observation assets what you are having. I am not going to dwell upon this. My idea is not to give all things. The only thing is just to see that how much India has put up in space, remote sensor satellites for various purposes. RISAT is one, OceanSat is one, EduSat is there. So many. Cartosat is for cartography, means or mapping of India, the actual map of India, how much, all these things. Altimeter, hypersonic day and light imaging. So technology also is very much improving now. Now from to a 2 meter, 1 kilometer resolution from Bhaskara, now we have come to millimeter or 3.6 meter or even 3 meter or 1 meter, 2.5 meter. You can see that is coming down. Resolution is coming down like anything. The day is not far away that we are able to even pinpoint small things from the earth, from the top. The resolution of the camera is going up like anything. So technology also is really improving all through our activities. And these technologies can be used for your camera down in the ground applications also. So all these things are having other applications in normal life also. Whatever you are developing of space can be used in ground also for many various other purposes. And communication satellite, if you see, DTH broadcasting, teleports and cable broadcast, VSATs and telecoms, ERT applications for meteorological applications, mobile satellite services, and rural and remote area connectivity, telemedicine. 386 hospitals are connected in India. Tele education, more than 56,000 classrooms are there today. It's an updated account I am giving you. So we must understand what is the kind of potential of space exactly and how much it is playing a role in your normal daily life. Village resource centers, a lot of our resources available are actually archived and put in a village resource center, so that you can go there and access any one of that and give information. Disaster management support and national asset directory. And this is communication satellite assets what we are really having on board right now. How many of them are really active? I'm just giving up to 2018 is updated. Beyond that also we have got right now some more assets. Of course, Gagan. Gagan is one GPS aided geo augmented navigation. So this is after Navi coming, this is a software what is available, ground support system put together. It is called Gagan, GPS aided geo augmented navigation. So in that only now our Google is being replaced by Bhuvan with a lot of vernacular languages. Indian remote sensing navigation satellite system. It's called Navik actually. Navigation through Indian constellation. Navik, the abbreviation is Navik. Actually, the expansion is navigation through Indian constellation. The independent regions, 7 satellites are put in the orbit. From there, we are able to do this kind of a GPS system, which is really going to replace the entire other GPS systems from our Indian zone, and we are going to get benefited because the accuracy, what it is going to provide you, even the small areas and small segments in remote areas also is going to give you. Google, if you really go into remote areas, into forests and all, it won't be able to give you. Now here, everything is embedded into it. Here, India is coming, and we are able to give to the region, southern region also through the Asia Pacific region also. So other countries also, we can really give this service and get revenue also out of that. So it is going to earn some revenue also from the neighboring countries. And meteorological satellites, IMSAT, you can see how much navigator satellites, bottom line, top line is the IMSAT series of the orbit right now. Okay. And you can see the other through Navik, the advantages. So far I have talked about remote sensing and communication satellites. Now the advantages and the kind of services what we are really getting from the Navik satellites or navigator satellites. Fleet and logistic management. You really want how the actual truck is moving for the carrying of your goods and everything. All are possible now. See, sometime back, NTPC came to us saying that the coal what they are actually transporting from the site to the actual power station, the quantity what is reaching the power station is less only whatever we are actually loading from the actual quarry or the coal quarry. So we have put a GPS. We are asked them to put a GPS onto that, and they saw that some of the trucks are unloading the coal in between, and the coal pilferage is happening. So these kind of things are also possible through satellite because of the eye in the sky. And e-mobility, what is going to happen now? Government is going to give subsidy for the e-mobility and electrical vehicles. So how much kilometers it has run really the public transport system using the battery or electrical power. They have to give per kilometer subsidy for that. For that also, they are going to really put GPS into almost all the and Now governor is not required. Now earlier we are putting the governor stopper for a speed restriction of the trucks and all. Now through software you can control the speed. Beyond certain speed you can't travel if you really put a brake on the software through the GPS system. So all these things are intangible benefits. Aviation, of course, I told some time back the connectivity is going to increase. Now you're going to get Wi-Fi also, maritime service and operations, and power grid synchronization. NTPC and other power stations, actually there is, time zones are there in India. At the northern, even though Allahabad Greenwich line we are calling it, and we are having a single time zone only. The actual times are different from north, east, west, and south. So the power actually, when it is transmitted from north to south through the power grid, there is a time lag loss. So the time has to be synchronized through our atomic clocks. So that is happening through satellites now. So the power loss in transmission is being reduced. I don't know how many of you understand this. It's a high-end area actually. Those who are electrical engineers and other things, when you study electrical engineering in future, you will understand what kind of time loss happening from the travel and time zone differences. So that is minimized now because of the power grid time synchronization. And global GIS services, geo information services actually, how much of geology, how much of mountain, how much of rocks is, how much of other precious stones are available. All these things are possible because of the color difference. And of course, I can just give you an example where one Tripura NIT student has done with our system. Because the Navik has been actually used as a subsystem there for many other purposes. What he has done in Tripura, actually, we have got the groundwater. Groundwater is having arsenic. Arsenic is a poisoning substance. You all know that arsenic is a poisoning agent. And the groundwater is contaminated with arsenic. So when you go to different levels in the ground, for your borewell water, everyone know borewell is there. If you go to groundwater, how much contamination is there? So he has made that entire Tripura into various number of grids. He has dug actually into various levels. He has generated data, and data has been built into a main server. And an app he has generated on the mobile phone. The mobile phone, if you go to that particular area and touch, it will give you the longitude and latitude. For that longitude and latitude from the server, it is connected through the space and will pop up how much of arsenic is there in various levels of the ground if you go down. And if you really want to buy that particular land, you can really decide whether you want to buy that arsenic level is okay for you for our application, whether it's factory application or residential application. All these things are possible. Why I'm telling this? Because you can apply your mind and you can find various uses of space technology. One longitude and latitude, the data which can be fed into that can be anything. It can be arsenic content, can be fluoride content of water, anything can be fed into that. And that can pop up and give you the information, what is the real actual value of that particular thing, what you're searching for that particular location. So all these things are possible through a powerful app which is generated in your mobile app nowadays. So I'm just giving a flavor of exactly what is the power of space, what is possible. And precise timings. So you don't have to, atomic clocks are available right now through our satellite systems. 100% precise timings without a single loss of second is possible, including time zones are possible through this particular. And geofencing, of course, it is being used in your corona time in Kerala much effectively. If you get out of your house, they will come to know that you have gone out of your house. It's called imaginary geofencing through your satellites. If the GPS is on, your location service is on, and you are going out, you will be really put into trouble by the police. You really can watch. Mapping and geodetic data capture, 100% mapping is possible. Accurate mapping is possible. Now, boundary loss is there, boundary gain is there. Everything is possible now. Aid to hikers and travelers, mountaineering. And personal tracking systems are available. Mountaineering and going into trekking into the forest and all. If your person is lost, he can be easily found out where he has really gone if you are putting a personal tracking system on his bag. Earth and atmospheric studies are possible. Infrastructure planning, urban planning is possible. Disaster management, I already talked about forest and mining. Mining also is the color changing, actual mining. The infrared rays can penetrate into the earth and find how much of ore is available, how much of iron ore is available, how much of aluminium ore is available, oxide is available. Everything is possible through color changes coming from the different payload systems what we are really implementing in the satellite system. Search and rescue, of course, anybody is lost in the sea or anything easily can be find out through launch and You can see the beacons are there now. Fisherman is given by beacon, and he can really just press a red button. Automatically, the alarm will come to the rescue center, and the helicopter can go there and locate where the longitude and latitude. You can rescue them. And some of the minimal required data also is fed into the beacon now. How much? What is the kind of blood group? How many people are there in that? What is there? So the people who are going for rescue can go with some kind of a minimum what is required for them also. So all these things, and fleet tracking system, as I told, power grid synchronization, all these things I told already. Satellite application frameworks. Bhuvan, I have already dwelled with what is Bhuvan Earth Observatory Geoportal of ISRO, and provide seamless three-dimensional visualization of 1 meter resolution data. Now it is out of 1 meter resolution data. 2010, we released indigenously developed plug-in free and platform independent version 2 also we are released now. 13 to 15 evolved a citizen-centric G-governance platform for simple visualization tool and map-centric application. So many of the applications what is now given to various departments. About 83 departments and 24 ministries and state departments are using these apps, and Android apps and field data collection also is possible now. So all these things are made possible because of satellite technology and power. So you can see the photographs now, exactly what has happened in the recent past. So now more of a focus is given to the application, so that now the country's development is made much more faster now because of the application of satellite technology. So your distance is not at all a problem now. Communication is not at all a problem now. You're able to send a WhatsApp now. In the person in America is immediately able to reply to you. You need not even talk to them. You can send data. You can send photographs. Everything is possible now because of power of space. India is a member of International Copper Program. Many of the things we are a member now because of if we are not actually a strong player in power or space, we would not have been member in many of the bodies now. So we are reckoned with as a strong country in space only because we are into space long back itself. 60 years back itself, we have stepped into space. India is a member of International Copper Program. INSAT satellite equipped with 406 megahertz search and rescue payload that picks up and relays alert signals originating. Our alert signals actually is being used by various other countries, and we are able to generate revenue out of this also. So countries also earning a lot more from the space technology service providing. And ground segment service providers, we are also giving ground segments to other countries, and we are able to get money out of these activities also. Between September 1982 and December 2020, COPPA Sarsat system provided assistance in rescuing at least 51,512 people. This is a recent data in 15,563 SAR events. Okay, so this is a kind of potential. Village resource centers will provide you with 6,500 programs are conducted by VRCs. With 461 VRCs are there in XT1 expert centers that are available in 22 states and union territories. Fisheries development, livestock development, water resources, telehealth center, all these things are really we are able to deliver through these village resource centers. Women's empowerment, supplementary education, computer literacy, microcredit, microfinance, skill development, vocational training through direct contact classes, all things are possible through village resource centers. So all round development is possible because of space. Crop projection and possible. This is called crop acreage and production estimation. Crop production. See now giving loans from bank on the forecast of weather. Apart from, we are also able to forecast the crop also according to the weather. As a supplementary and complementary to the weather forecast, we are able to give now through various softwares the kind of crop which can be forecast, what is the kind of harvest which can be yield, what you are able to get. Based on that, you can give loans also. Bank is depending upon softwares to give loans now. And any kind of damage assessment also, what is happening. If you really want to, bank really want to give some kind of a subsidy or anything because of whatever loan they are given, something is happening because of, even they are taking assessment through satellites nowadays to give the damage assessment, everything is possible now. The insurance is coming through now through satellite. Forecasting agriculture output using space. Agrometeorology and land-based observation. FASL is a software available now. FASL is a software available. Industrialization. Mahaniboard's Crop Forecast Center, MNFCFC, Delhi inaugurated in 2012. 9 crops such as jute, kharif rice, sugarcane, cotton, rapeseed, mustard, rabi, sorghum, wheat, rabi pulses, and rabi are being forecasted now very accurately. And Tata Steel Limited actually has gone into a study for how much the effect of ozone layer depletion is really affecting the tea yield and in the Assam and all. So that also one study we are conducting through satellite imageries. So I'm just giving you a kind of flavor how much space actually is really able to give services in almost all domains and areas, whatever you can imagine. Meteorological and oceanographic satellite, MOSDAQ. MOSDAQ is one software which is really being used for your insurance and other purposes now. As I told some time back, mobile applications are generated and many of the startups are working on this. Some of the startups recently we got license for on this MOSDAQ. And VEDAS, visualization of Earth observation data and archival system. This is another important geoprocessing platform what we are really now developed for hyperspectral, very clear and thermal and microwave Earth observation data, which is 3-dimensional. It gives a lot of idea about exactly the thermal zones available in the particular area, the kind of other things, what is the kind of geographical 3-dimensional elevation or crust or thrust, what is the crust, what is happening. All these things are possible. The covers applications particularly meant for academia, research and problem solving. And few applications here for the VEDAS are renewable energy, the actual sunshine area, actual sun shadow region. All these things are possible. How much of wind is coming for wind energy. So all kind of renewable energy sources, the data is being generated. Where to really start the windmill or where to really go for solar power harvesting. All these things are possible because of satellite applications. Coastal, I'm just kindling your imagination to just imagine what all things are possible through space. I think I'm able to do this right through this lecture. Coastal marine resources, hydrology, climate studies, cryosphere, atmospheric and ocean sciences, planetary sciences, all these things are possible. Exoworld, one of the point what is going to come in near future is Exoworld. Study of the entire planets by putting in a Lagrange point. One of the point which from where you can see all the satellites, all the planets. You can study the planet movement and the Kaplan, the kind of satellite dynamics also, the planetary dynamics also through this particular eye, what we are going to really put. It's really costly. It's going to have 2-meter high resolution, one big lens. To make that lens itself without refractory loss or high refractory index itself is going to be very costly and challenging task for us. Tools, imaging. So your glass technology, satellite technology, lens technology, everything is improving. Optical imagery technology, everything is improving through satellite technology. See, multifaceted development we are able to achieve through the satellite technology and the actual applications of science and technology. Tools, image differentiating, geospatial query analysis, mobile applications like solar and wind calculator, everything is possible now. And disaster management support, of course, I have already dealt with this. I don't have to tell you how much of lives we are able to save. We are able to give the service to other countries also, nearby countries also. Apart from that, international frameworks such as International Charter of Space and Major Disasters, Central Asia, UNISCAP, and so on, we are members. Integrated watershed program, Srishti, what we call it, is another project with 6,000 projects monitored across the country. With 6,000 hydroelectric projects are monitored across the country actually through this. And we are able to see how much of power actually can be generated, what kind of loss is there in power transmission. All these things are possible through this system. And Yugdhara is another, you must have heard the Meranga program. Meranga program is a rural program empowering people to really get some wages, daily wages and all these things. All these things are possible through integrating the geospatial planning portal meant for rural development, Gram Panchayat level planning. So this is one of the recent development what we are granting 23rd August 2021 only, just now we have inaugurated planning using geospatial tools and thematic data. So all these things are possible. So all round development. And ISRO observation, Earth observation data hub released in February 2020, Bhunidhi is one of the hub. Whatever data we are collected now in one single hub, we are we have consolidated and released now for the reference of people who are using the Earth observation data. A single window quick click catalog. All things are now made available in the digital platform. Ensuring indigenous access to space. Just coming to how we have achieved this. Various launch vehicle things are there. We can go to 4-ton class to GTO, communication satellites, our own launch vehicles through Sramikara. We can go up to 6 tons now. We need not go to other countries for launching for even 6-ton or 8-ton class satellites in near future. With kind of a unified and heavy launch vehicle, we will be able to go to 10-ton class also in near future. Maintaining international relations, You can see 12 KU band, 12 years mission life. We are given Unnati is a nano satellite assembly and training by ISRO. We are giving training to other countries also to making nano satellites and small satellites. So this is the kind of international cooperation power we are hegemony or leadership what we are having with other countries also because of the space technology and space application. And hands-on training we are giving through other countries also, especially the African other countries and third world countries or underworld, what we call underdeveloped countries, towards newer avenues. ISRO capabilities, you can see we are all able to go to Gaganyaan. You are understanding that Gaganyaan is a new project, a human in space mission. So through that also a lot of technologies are going to really mature in India. Astronautical training facilities and training is coming up. Human data platforms are coming up. Human life support systems are coming up. So many other systems are going to develop through this kind of if we achieve this mission in the near future, of course. A lot of things development is going to happen because of Gaganyaan. You can see ample scope for international cooperation through Gaganyaan. Human resource development, technology spin-offs are possible. Inspire youth to pursue STEM activities. That is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM activities. Improve industrial capabilities. Stakeholders, institute, academic, industry. Everybody is getting benefit out of this activity. You can see Gaganyaan mission in a whole. We are going to spend 7 days for 3 schools and we are going to bring them back safely to Bengal and safe back to the land also. I just want to give you some of the kind of technologies picking up what is happening because of space technology. Actually, when you do rocket or something or satellites, technology what we use to make them can be really used for other purposes also. So there is then chemical engineering, material science, software. FEAST is another software what we use for like ANSYS and all. We have developed a very powerful software called FEAST. Finite element structural analysis, structural engineering, propulsion also, mission design, manufacturing, program management, everywhere there's a spin-off available. More than 300 technology we have transferred to industry. That also another spin-off. You can see LVAD, launch, left ventricle assist device, a heart valve, which is otherwise 7 lakhs or 6 lakhs from outside. Now we are going to make it for around 2 lakhs or 1 lakh in India. And that is one heart valve replacement. And prosthetic leg, very intelligent leg through composite we are going to make as a this one. And Caspol, of course, the analysts are must be knowing that much better than me. They're book only developed actually fireproof material which can be used for tent and other things in even war front and other things. Even if you put bomb also it won't catch fire. Polyurethane leg. Silica aerogel. Aerogel is an insulation material what we are using for cryogenic tank gauges to see that the cryogenic temperature is maintained. That is being very light material that is being used as an insulation material for our Javans and our military applications for military people. In Seattle, not very lightweight the thermal wear is possible because of that. Search and rescue beacon I told sometime back to be given for fishermen, and distress alert transmitter what is being used as a this is the ground. This is whatever here is a ground segment. It's a segment which is going in the ship. So it's a transmitter and receiver actually. Okay. And fire extinguishing efficiency. This is a Casprol sometime back what I told. And another chemical powder, Olifex, dry chemical powder based on potassium allophonate, which is reason potassium average particle size 56 micron, applicant density 0.61 kg per meter squared, environment friendly, non-toxic, fire hazard class B. So other things are all possible. So these are kind of technological spin-offs what you're really providing to other industries also, and we are giving it not exclusively to any number of industries for a very small license fee. Many of the people have started entrepreneurship and industries on these areas, and they are able to provide job opportunities also. So intangible benefits are there from all these space technologies. Also, I just want to mention here, this is a Kawasaki lake, which is recently actually which has replaced Jaipur lake, which is very famous. Now it's all 6 degrees of freedom is available through various other functionalities. We are now made it available to almost all through the nation. Now technology we have transferred for a more and this is lithium-ion battery. What we are really made for space now, it's made for commercial purpose for your transport and ground applications also. So e-mobility we are able to really accelerate through giving commercial lithium-ion batteries now, which is very economical now. With BHEL, we have made an MOU to make large numbers of lithium-ion batteries for our ground applications and transport applications for transportation buses and trucks. This is some time back I told the non-toxic material, which is fireproof PU foam immersed in Caspol, and LVAD. You can see this LVAD with Narayana Hridayalaya. We are able to do the clinical trials now in a pig and all. We are able to prove it now. And with this, we'll be able to give a very, very cost-effective solution for otherwise very costly, I think, for your left ventricular assist device, heart wall replacement. And it is made through biocompatible titanium, which is very, very much light in weight and biocompatible also. So these tires are on now. And this is one picture I just want to share with you. Can you imagine a world without satellites now? If I put off the satellites for one day, navigator satellites, communication satellites, and Earth observation satellites, you cannot live in this country now. That is the kind of potential what now the power the space is having now. So evolution is the only constant. Change is the only constant now. Otherwise, everything is changing. Actually, evolution is only constant. And we have now, through commercial arms, we are expanding now in various fashions now. In space is one national agency which has come into place now. New Space India Limited is another agency which is going to give international launches and other commercial activities. Through in space, we are opening our doors and the facilities to private players also, so that more of private players also can come and engage in space activities now. The resource is not government resource alone now. Space activity is going to multiply now in India. That's what's going to happen. And space activities bill and updated policies also now coming into place. ISRO focus on advanced space technology development, Gaganyaan space missions and other things. Normal and routine activities going to industry, which will really give way to a lot of employment also. Thank you so much. I think I have just covered whatever possible almost in an hour, and a kind of the potential of space, exactly how much we are able to really contribute to the national development as well as mankind. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this very informative, and you have covered a lot of area. Thank you so much. And maybe, sir, you can end your screen sharing.
Yeah.
So, dear students who are listening to me, who have listened to the talk, the space have already influenced all aspects of life, all area of life. And today, it has come to a stage that we cannot survive without these tools and facilities available from the space research and the technology available today. So, sir, you have given a glimpse of all activities and possibilities. Thank you once again. So now it's a time for question and answers. And you may ask your doubt. In this particular area, I strongly feel that you should limit your questions to this particular area today. You will have doubt on so many other area, but today we will limit to this particular area. As I told you in the beginning, you can put your question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Your mic you can unmute and you can ask, but one by one. Otherwise, nobody can hear you. So better we put the question in the chat box. You can ask also. Okay, so the floor is open to all listeners. Okay, questions, please. If something is there. Somebody is putting excellent session, etc.
There were some questions earlier, but they are not very much relevant to this topic, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw some questions earlier. Anyway.
Actually, you can unmute your mic now.
There is one question I will answer. Somebody has asked, sir, how we can set up communication network on an exoplanet?
Exoplanet, yeah.
Yeah. So Exo World is one mission we are going to contemplate actually in maybe another 5-6 years. It's a very huge mission with a lot of resources and money is involved in that. If that is coming into picture, it will be there will be hub satellite available, which can be which can look and see all satellites from one place, one vantage point in the space. That is what is called exoplanet, and that has got all three things. One is optical and optical lens, which can see, which is it's a telescope in the. AstroSat, what we are right now, we are put in the satellite now in the orbit is a telescope which is revolving around. Instead of a telescope, what is available in the ground now is a telescope on the sky, on the space. So from there, we can observe satellites much more clearer than what we are observing from down now. So this exoplanet will be a planet which will be the vantage point called Lagrange point. Which from where we can see all the 9 planets, including Pluto. Of course, Pluto, people are now telling it's not a planet now. But even then, I can tell you, Pluto is considered as a planet now because of even though we are considering Pluto also we can see from the exoplanet. From there, we can see all the planets. We can observe them, what is the dynamics, and we can connect them through communication and transmission and through transporters also. Apart from that, even GPS also is possible. Navigation also is possible. If you really want to see how the particles in that particular planets are moving, also you can see. So all three segments of satellite applications are possible from this vantage point, putting the exact payload. So going to this particular, it's very kilometers away actually. This is a kilometers away long, but you can through going to that area, you cannot carry this much of payloads. It's possible to do all these things, but how to put this much payload and see that that much heavy satellite is putting this particular orbit. So first what we are going to prove is only a minuscule thing with the minimum payloads. And finally, the challenge for the new generation to see that how to put big satellites at a particular point, how to carry them and put them there so that we can, whatever now you're talking about, the communication network with the exoplanet is possible. It's possible. Definitely my answer is possible. Only thing is you have to put large satellite kilometers away. So you require large power, propulsion power, satellite, propulsion power and your rockets. You require miniaturization satellites also has to happen automatically, simultaneously. Both put together, I think this is possible. In the I don't say the near future, in far future maybe. But these are all dreams. Once you dream only, you can always achieve. Some dream always you should have so that it's achievable, and work towards that.
Anyone else?
I think there are not much of questions anyhow.
Yeah. I think the time is also past 8.
Okay.
So what I suggest is, students, if you have further questions, you can send it to YMCA so that we can answer it to you. So if no other question is there, I think we will conclude the session. Sir, Shaji or Betty is there for other times? Shaji is there.
You can close it. You can close it.
Shaji?
You can close it.
Okay. So we are closing the session for today. It was a very wonderful session. So our chief guest, Dr. P Venkatakis, is a good friend of mine, good friend of many others sitting here. So he has spared his time out of his busy schedule. And it is out of love for the students, I believe. He has touched upon various aspects of science and technology, especially from the follow-ups from space research, how it is benefiting, how it is influencing our daily life. And more than that, I feel this would have encouraged the students to go into this one and apply this technology in their time. So I wish to extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. P Venkatakis for this excellent talk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And see, this program has been really possible by the tireless effort of YMCA, and the leadership has been given by the President YMCA, Dr. Koshim George, and the Academic Committee Chairman, Dr. Bijoy. So let me thank all YMCA board members and also the veterans from space technology who are listening and supporting us. Thank you all. Thank you all students and parents and teachers who have made this program a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Let us close.